Hello, I'm Toycat, and did you know that the 5 smallest non-island nations on Earth all belong to Europe? They're all about the size of a medium city or smaller, but they have their own laws and passports and even international recognition because they are fully fledged sovereign nations. It's very strange to get your head around because they have a population which is lower than a bad Geography Channel subscriber count, but despite that, yes, you can visit these countries and you can say you've been to official, wholly independent countries, and if you want to visit all of them on Earth, this is an important thing. But also, if you just want to say you've been to as many countries as possible, they're a great way to pad your stats. I would say visiting Monaco or Andorra or Liechtenstein is a great way to boost your country count, which is why I did that in 2017 and 18, and that is why I figured, let's tick off the last of the micro countries, let's set foot inside of San Marino and the Vatican City, which is actually harder than it sounds because they're both fully enclaved inside of Italy, they don't have their own airports, and in fact, it's going to be a bit of an adventure, so come along with me as I try to visit the last 2 micro countries in Europe in the midst of a very strange Italian situation. But let's go to the airport now. So I'm really excited for this trip because previously getting to San Marino would have been a whole pain. However, I learned to drive it during the last 6 months, and that means that now all I have to do is go to the airport in a nearby city. In this case, it's going to be Florence, and then we can drive straight from there to San Marino. It only takes a couple of hours as opposed to a lot longer if you're hopping on the train or bus network, because there just isn't a direct train or bus. There is no train station in San Marino. There is no bus station in San Marino. Anyway though, we're leaving from City Airport, which is the quirkiest of London's 6 airports if you don't know, because right now it is 6:30, my flight leaves at 7, and I have no stress whatsoever because this is the Central London airport that is meant for specifically this situation. Might need a mask though, haven't considered that in quite a while. One security journey later, and I can explain the reason this airport's so interesting is because it is so small despite being a London airport, and that's what makes it great, the fact that I left the house about half an hour before I made it through security, and I'm ready to get on a plane. You do have to admit though, it is pretty on brand for an airport in London to be this tiny and this cramped, but I'm just happy I've got prep. I swear it only rains here when I make a video. It's been sunny for weeks otherwise.
Now, when you tell me yes, I'm not deceived, consider it must be securely fastened.
And magically, just 3 hours after waking up, I'm now in Florence, Italy, which is pretty nuts really. So in case you're curious as to why I'm here in Florence, which is distinctly not a micro country, it's because, like I mentioned earlier, San Marino doesn't have its own airport, and so your best bet, the closest major airports, are Florence and also I think it's Bologna, I don't know how you actually, you say it like Bologna, maybe, is that how you say it?
Bologna.
But anyway, so the plan is I'm going to drive from one of those 2 airports, and it just so happened there was a direct flight which I could get with some points, and so I did precisely that. But now I'm at an airport. I can't describe to you, I just I was phone jacked literally yesterday as I record this, and so having a guy behind me on the bike as I've got like a valuable in my hand spooked me out. But yeah, let's go rent a car. I don't know where we do that. Kind of just walking around an airport right now. Okay, so there's signs saying that there's a shuttle that I have to take to get to the Enterprise. However, I look on Google Maps and it says it's a 7-minute walk, and it looks dicey because it seems to cross a major expressway. And again, we're walking around airport infrastructure that is built for cars and not people. But if we ignore the diciness, I think I'll save myself some time. And I don't know, something about public transport. Always good, right? I definitely saw a sign that said car rental this way, but no idea where exactly that is. Oh, I guess there's lights here. Oh, that's convenient. It doesn't look like these are lights for people, but I guess they are. And yeah, I don't know what the indicator game's like here in Italy, so I'm gonna play things safe. Also, it's yellow. I've never seen a yellow man at the pedestrian crossing before. That's cute.
So yeah, I'm just waiting to cross the road, looking my opportunity. Is this it? I'd say this is it. Oh. I don't know how to speak Italian. I'm thinking that you just speak English, but with like more hand motions and you know, removal of conjunction words. I speak Italian. I speak it real good. Yeah, that'll go far at the rent-a-car place. It's nice because even though they clearly don't want you to walk the way, they do give you signs anyway. Or maybe they do want you to walk, and this is just what pedestrian infrastructure is like here. But I think we're gonna make it. So I'm here now, and I've never picked up a car at an airport before. I'm not sure if the process is different. Like, I guess they'll want to see my passport because it's a foreign country. But yeah, hoping it goes well. Update, it did not go well. Apparently you need to have held a license for a year to rent with Enterprise in Italy, despite them being in the UK, the only company where you don't need that requirement. Although I'm a little bit suspicious because they said something like, but our company, because they have a local affiliate, you can rent anytime. And basically they said, yeah, we can only rent to you if you rent via us. Also, it costs extra. And so it's like 100 and something euros as opposed to 80 euros. Felt a little bit, and also I can't return to, I was going to go to the Vatican City with this car, drive it, return it there, but now instead I have to return it here or pay 86 euros, which again, all very nutty, all seems like a lot, but I'm in a car, look at this, it's a Lancia. I've genuinely never heard of a Lancia. It's all very foreign to me. Why is this sticking out here? I hope it works like a normal car. Wait, is the clutch on the wrong side here? Okay, recording this next bit's gonna be hard because I'm gonna drive a car, which probably takes more focus. But everything about this is weird, from the gearbox that looks like it's a bus gearbox, to like, the pedals look like they're in the incorrect places. I mean, they're probably not, right? Okay. Also, are we driving the right side of the road here? That's something, oh, okay. That's something I need to work out very simply, very quickly. Okay, good news, the pedals are not inverted. I've never driven on the right side in a manual, and I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really driven much at all. But let's see if we can make our way to San Marino. Oh, look, a stop sign. See, I know how to do these. What you do is you pretend to slow down, and then once you've slowed down, oh Christ. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a bad, I think this is gonna be a bad experience to try and record. So just trust me when I say I'm going to drive down the highway for about 3 hours. According to the map, it's 3.5 hours. It said like 2.5 when I was planning this, so I'm going to be driving for a long time today. It's going to be expensive, I think. Oh man, like I know I've got to be on the right side of this road, but how do I know if it's not a 2-lane road and I'm on the fast lane? Oh no, I'll be on the slow lane if I'm on the right. Okay, that's easy. I think I can drive. I think I know what I'm doing. Lots of thinking though, lots of thinking. Okay, so we're turning. It wants me to go left here. There's a big no entry sign above it. But then there's, yeah, it's fine. This is not driving how I'm used to. Everything about this is a different experience. Oh, this is terrible. I hate this. I don't even know if I'm going the right speed. It's all in the wrong measurement. And by that I mean the objective correct measurement. But it's not what I drive in. This is a scary road too, like look at the blind corner. Okay, no.
Take the slip road to Xenia.
Is it here? Yep.
In 200 meters, turn right onto Via
Oh no, no. I took the wrong slip road. Oh no, I didn't. It just bends left and then right for some reason. Oh. Yeah, driving in a new country for the first time is always going to be scary, but I have to do this by myself and like also in a very strange car. Like I cannot make it clear enough that this car does not work like any car I've ever used. The gearbox is like spongy. Is that normal? Also, being on the right side is like I'm gonna get used to it. It's a long drive. I have insurance, you know. I hope I have insurance actually. I had insurance of the booking I had, but they forced me to change booking, so
Slight right onto Via Francesco Baracca.
Slight right. So that isn't a turn. Is it? Oh no, there's no way I can go, so let's hope it's not a turn. Avoid the down the
100
bike.
meters at the roundabout, take the first exit and stay on Via Francesco
Oh,
Baracca.
roundabouts, but in a new language. Oh, okay, it's simple. We just keep going. You give way to the left here, not the right though, so I probably messed up somewhere in there. Do you give way to the left? Yeah, it's gotta be there. You just gotta invert every road rule you know. And that'll probably get you in a happy place. I think I'm driving in the middle of a 2-lane. Is this 2 lanes? Yeah, okay, it's 2 lanes. I'm looking forward to the part of driving where it's not stressful, but I can't say I'm there yet. So the guy who gave me the car said don't ask for gasoline when you go to a petrol station, because if you ask for gasoline, they assume you mean diesel here. And I kind of want to try that just to be funny, even though I'm not driving a diesel, and that would be disastrous. I've never seen these flashing lights before. I'm going to slow
200
down.
meters, turn left
Where am I
onto Via
looking for
Giovanni
traffic, you know?
Paisiello.
I don't know. Is it going to come from the right or the left? I don't understand reversing traffic flow. Like, see, it's really easy to reverse instinctual rules you know in your head, but if you don't know, okay, this is the weirdest road
Turn
ever.
left onto Via Giovanni Paisiello.
If you know things by instinct rather than knowing the exact words which you have to flip, I think things get substantially harder. Okay, so we're going to turn left here. We have to cut across traffic, so it's important okay, we're good, we're good.
Continue on Via Giovanni Paisiello for 1 kilometer.
Did you hear how she said continue? Okay, finally I'm about to enter some form of highway, but in the meantime, look at the views, man. What I've noticed is this is just like driving in our house, except everyone's just a little bit more lax with the rules. Which honestly I kind of like, you know, people, what are lanes, you know, they're just a social construct. And in Italy, that seems to be quite true. In a way that actually, it sounds like this is sarcasm, but genuinely doesn't bother me.
Right at the
Let's do this. Right at this fork. Turn to Monaco. I don't think I need to indicate.
In 400 meters, turn left onto Via Cosentina Zebasa. Turn left onto Via Cosentina Zebasa.
Going down. Don't be down, don't be down. Oh, it's telling me now, isn't it?
Continue on Via Cosentina Zebasa for 1 kilometer.
Now is not the time for your continues, Google. Okay, I'm fine. I'm good. There's a little place here that'd be good for me to pull up in, I reckon. Okay, so you probably only saw a few very short clips there, but it's been a good drive so far, I would say. It's very, very beautiful where I am so far. I guess the upside to it being a long drive through the countryside is it's a long drive through the countryside, and we'll hopefully get some nice views in exchange. Okay, so something that was entirely unexpected to me is as we've been going up this mountain, snow has started to appear. I'm not sure that I got a car that was ready for snow, but I guess mountains equals cold. Who would have worked it out? Not me. Okay, I'm starting to see more and more warnings like snow tires required, and like I think that's for winter, but then also again it does look like winter now. So I guess we'll find out if it's a road that's not suitable by sliding down it. Let's hope there's another part for this video.
I'm literally driving through a building right now. Someone probably lives there, and I just drove through their house.
Also, have you noticed the sun has come back? I'm still over 2 hours away, but it's only 2 hours now, as opposed to 4 or 3 and a bit. And then it's a nice drive too. Like, I know some people hate this type of driving, but to me this is the fun, engaging type of driving. You're doing lots of steering, there's lots of, you know, like gear control, you know, you actually feel like you're in control of a vehicle. It's fun. It's actually an enjoyable little thing. And also there's been no one around. So the closer we get to this tiny town that is its own country, the more intense the roads get. Like a lot more accelerate, brake, tense steering, accelerate, brake. Cannot do this with one hand. You're just gonna have to trust that I made it there if I keep going. And we're back into Snowtown. Yeah. I like this because you can turn off the AC and you just open the window. I've been too hot and too cold so many times on this trip. And yeah, I'm starting to do turns that I have never done before, like full 180s into another full 180. But I guess we're climbing the mountain. There's just more and more warnings about the snow tires, about like, hey, just bear in mind it'll turn into a one-way road sometimes, just don't worry about it. And I guess I'll be fine. I just, you know, it's a big thing to guess about, isn't it? Oh, abandoned building. Nice. Okay, here we go. I don't know why that took 2 hours, but we're finally on some form of expressway, and it's gonna get us closer to San Marino. Not all of the way, but that's what matters. And also we get some sweet views as a little bonus. One of the interesting things that changes between countries is people's attitudes towards the speed limit. Here the speed limit is 90, and so I figured let's go 90, maybe 95. You know, 5 over's the normal for tolerance. But everyone here is just overtaking me like crazy. Like, they are doing at least 100 something. And so I guess in Italy, speed limits are more of a recommendation, maybe? At the very least, I'm gonna enjoy getting a bit more power in today. Oh, look at what is happening here. Tunnels through the mountains, heck yeah. Ooh, spooky. See, you know, I have to give it to Italy. Like, in the UK, a motorway is just like a flat piece of ground. We put some road on, you know, 3 lanes off. But over here, the highways go through giant mountains. They're built so far above the ground, as you can see. Oh, okay, we're drifting lanes. You know, I should be more safe, maybe, when driving this car. Recording is probably not a smart part of that. But like, yeah, this is high quality traffic infrastructure. Gotta give it to Italy. Okay, so that up there is San Marino, or like the castle on which it's all based, which means that this area around is also probably San Marino, and somewhere down this street we're going to enter a brand new country for the first time since 2020. First time in a while. It's gonna be exciting. I'm gonna see what this is all about. Probably should turn off my windscreen wipers, I'm realizing. But yeah, excited. I'm gonna see a brand new country. It's gonna look suspiciously like Italy, but it doesn't matter. I'm padding the stats. Gonna bring ourselves up to 49, I think. Oh, Republic of San Marino. It's got a little EU flag next to it. This is distinctly not a European Union country, by the way. It is officially not a part of the EU, so we've exited the Europe again, I guess. They do use the euro though, and they do not have passport controls to Italy. In fact, there's something really interesting about both San Marino, Vatican City, and the other free MoCo countries that really makes you question again their status as sovereign nations and whatnot. But either way, for now, I'm driving in a brand new country. This is my first time driving in San Marino. Oh, but actually, petrol is significantly cheaper here. Maybe they have fewer taxes. You know, there's all these different details I didn't even consider before getting here. But look at me, I'm driving in San Marino, and I should stop because this is probably illegal. Oh dear God, trying to get up to the very top where the castles are is such a stressful drive. Like, we have to be in second gear because the hills are so steep that the car is literally like starting to roll almost backwards in third. This is a little bit of trial by fire, but just because the engine's roaring it doesn't mean we're not doing well. I guess it actually does mean exactly that, doesn't it? Okay, this is dumb nerdy stuff that no one cares about, but this is interesting to me. Look at the license plates. Not only are they only 5 digits long because there's not many people here, but also because it's not an EU country, they have to put the little sticker on, like UK cars do to drive in the EU, if they want to drive anywhere inside the European Union, which for them is literally everywhere. You wanna go anywhere, like, you wanna go to those hills, you better put a sticker on your car. And that's so interesting to me. I didn't think about all the ramifications of not being European citizens surrounded by Europe on all sides. But yeah, let's get driving. It's so dicey, the place I've decided to park, so I'm gonna try somewhere else. Help me, I'm on a roundabout and they've put a red light on the exit. Do I just sit on the roundabout? I don't I have parked, and therefore there is no doubt that I'm currently stepping foot in San Marino. How exciting, huh? There's some castles and obviously some San Marino's food we need to eat. They've got this famous dish. Let me show you it, actually. Okay, so get this right. They take bread and then they put tomato sauce on and onions, sometimes some cheese and other toppings. It's nuts. It is, yeah, this is a pizza joke. Hope you enjoy it. But for now, it's time to get back to mountain climbing. Or, you know, really hill walking at this stage. It's a rainbow, but because we're so high up here in San Marino, we have to look down at the rainbow. I've never seen the full thing, like it's this downward, it's so cool. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm nerding out over rainbows here. Let's enjoy the pigeons instead. Hey there, buddy. Did you know you're statistically richer than the average pigeon? I bet you didn't know that. The view is just surreal. So I've enjoyed my time in San Marino so far. I do have to mention, I went to the top of the castle, got some great views, and then I went to the museum of the city, or the country, or however you want to say it. And it's really interesting because this was their opportunity to, like, wow me, give me their story from their perspective rather than the outside one. But instead it's like, do you want to see some bowls? And let's be honest, who wants to look at bowls when you can look outside the window and see these views? No one does, that's the answer. But yeah, I'm obviously in a very touristy heavy part of the area, so besides that pizza, which was legitimately one of the best I've had in my life, there's only one thing left to do in this country, and that's to eat McDonald's. Except, you know what? The real reason that I'm rating this country so poorly is there's not a single McDonald's in the entire place. That's right, we have to leave the country just to get McDonald's. There is no San Marinese specific menu, and that's disappointing, and so that's why I'm getting right back in my car, and I'm driving to the Vatican City. The Vatican City is the last micro country I have yet to visit, at least as far as Europe goes. You can probably argue there's a lot of island micro countries out there. Also, the fact that you just drive on these streets kind of weirds me out, right? This is how we do things here. But yeah, I'm going to be driving, I guess, across half of Italy because I need to go to the other micro country that exists here. What's this for real? This is just also a road. It doesn't look like it. It does not look like it. You've got to admit, there is just something cool about cities that are built like this, you know, like just a series of alleyways effectively, but the good alleyways, not the ones that smell a little bit too much like urine for my liking. But yeah, it feels like you're going around some secret passages or something. It's cool. So I decided to drive all the way to the outskirts of San Marino, the very edge of the country, to get myself some gelato. And so yeah, it took me 6 minutes, and I went to this place right here solely because, according to Google Maps, it is the best rated gelato in all of San Marino, which is a very obviously big honor. And actually, it's amazing. It tastes like cinnamon buns, and then the bottom one tastes like cheesecake, but like not really. It's like a whole different thing. I love beyond anything taking desserts, throwing in other desserts, and gelato is just ice cream, but you get to be like, ooh, I'm cultured. I eat gelato only. Also, behind me is the only it's called like autoroute or like motorway or whatever you want to call it. It's the only major route through the country, and it's only 50 kilometers an hour, sometimes 70, I think. It's 2 lanes, mostly one though, and yeah, that's the entirety of it. I just think that's kind of fun personally. But let's get back on our drive because it's 4.5 hours to the Vatican City, so we better get started, huh? I'm an hour into this drive now, and it's great because I finally hit the highway. We can go 100 something kilometers now. On the other hand, I'm like so tired. I woke up at 6, doing a lot of driving, not a lot of eating and nourishment, and just my body is dying. But I need to get to the Vatican City because I've got only 24 hours of this car, and so I need to make this work. So we're gonna go. It's gonna make it. It's gonna be fine. I just stop at a petrol station and maybe get a drink. There is this funny paradox of highway driving, in my opinion, that it's both like the most sensitive to, you know, like I guess prone to accident path driving in people's minds, but also the safest and most boring. There's so little happening at a given point in time, even as we barrel at 110 kilometers an hour down the road. And yeah, it's just a fun reminder, I guess, that the weird paradox in driving, that the slowest speed is where it's most terrifying. Can we go 125? Oh no, that's something else. Should we go 125 anyway? I mean, I did read a sign that said those numbers. So I just tried to check into my hotel, and apparently you can't check in after 7:30. What sort of a hotel is that? What do they think people at... Well, so I can't check into the hotel, and so I walked for a little bit. I figured, ooh, there's this great pizza place in town. It's open till 11, I'm really excited. And I walked there and it's also closed. Not my day for closures, it seems. So now I'm just gonna walk, I don't know, through the city of Terni, as it is apparently called. See how that goes for us. Ooh, these lights are nice. Very photogenic. So I guess what was supposed to be a rest stop on the journey from San Marino to the Vatican City has just become a walk around at night. The hotel doesn't work, the food doesn't work, but it is an interesting enough city. I do have to say though, every medium-sized European city, whether you're in Germany or Italy or almost anywhere in between, they have a lot of the same vibes. They have unique things, and I like that. But your brain can kind of fill in the details and take a good guess at what you're going to find. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is a very interesting thing, in my opinion. Anyway, let's find somewhere to sleep that isn't in the city, because not a single place has parking and is good and is cheap. Which admittedly, that's pre-requirements. That's me being needy. If we just squint real hard, we can pretend this McDonald's is in San Marino, like we want. I was just walking into my hotel when I saw what I thought was a cat ornament. Would I think it's a real cat? Oh, that's so cute. Where did you come from? Okay, I want to stay here now. I love whatever just happened. Okay, I drove for so long and I was getting tired, and it was such a long way from the two countries. As it turns out, they're both so small but disconnected by so much that I figured it'd be safer to get in and, you know, to have a little bit of sleep and maybe go to a food place. And somehow both those things were not open. You might think to yourself, yeah, restaurants not being open despite saying they are on Google. Hey, Italian things, what you gonna do? You know, but like, what about a hotel? A hotel that closes at 7? What does that mean? So yeah, I couldn't check into my hotel. I then was like, oh, I just booked a weird one. Tried to book into a second one. Check-in closed at 8. Why did you let me book it at 11 then? I'm having like a genuine hard time trying to refund it. I had to do the thing where I walked into a hotel in person, but it's fine. Italy's weird to me. Cultural differences in like booking something and expecting to be able to use it like a weird foreigner. But I'm back on the road, and you know where we're headed? We're headed to Vatican City. Just got to worry about the Roma low emission zone. Apparently, is this car low emission? It has a battery actually, which I don't understand how it's working, but it's been using basically no fuel, so I've been happy. Let's get on the road. Well, this is interesting, huh? It's crazy just how much speed you sometimes have on these roads without realizing it, I guess. Oh, keep left at the fork. Oh, this fork. That's not keep left, that is do a left.
In 300 meters, at the roundabout, take the first exit onto Strada Statale 3 Ter via Tiberina.
Wait, a roundabout as a merging point for a motorway? I guess so. Well, that's exciting, isn't it? I guess this really is just the start of a highway, rather than actually a highway. Or maybe not, I don't know, man. Some beautiful road views though. People make fun of those 2 states in America for having people fuel your thing for you, but here there's like a whole team of people dedicated to filling up your car. And they say you can do it yourself, but they're like, but we'll do it. Hey, there was a guy right in my window as I was saying. Oh no, they're cleaning it too. I don't know if I want this. Oh. Is this them being nice, or is this them making money? We'll find out in a second, I guess. I've never felt so awkward about like filling up a car with the dinosaur juice that it needs to run, you know? I didn't realize this could be an awkward interaction. So that seemed like it went fine, but there was a suspiciously round number on the bill, so I don't even know, man. That was confusing. That feels like the thing where people do it on the side of the road, except that was an actual petrol station. Anyway, so there's a light here that says, which apparently means brakes. I am only 10 kilometers from Rome. Officially, I think what you're meant to do is like stop, get that checked immediately. But again, I've got less than an hour till I need to be somewhere. Actually, wait, less than an hour? I think the car time is wrong. I have 6 minutes till I need to be at the Vatican City. Well, you know, if there's a place to test your brakes, I feel as though it's wrong. So let's hope that this warning is wrong. Also, the tire pressure's messed up. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I keep renting like bad cars, it seems. So I'm really excited for this last section of the drive because we're going to be driving into Rome itself. Everyone recommends against doing that. In case you're curious as to why we have to drive through Rome to get to the Vatican City, it's because the Vatican City is the world's smallest sovereign nation, and it's entirely surrounded by Rome, a city which everyone says do not drive in, whatever you do. And so yeah, we're gonna go straight into the fire on that one. It's funny actually, I was looking to drive into the Vatican City, but not only are there no major roads into the Vatican City, which might surprise you given its size, wow, there's not a motorway going through that thing, but also there is not a single parking space that the public is allowed to use in the Vatican City. You literally do have to drive, you know, you literally do have to park somewhere in Rome. Oh god, is this even a 2-lane road? Or are people just treating it like one? So I've only been on semi-major roads so far, but honestly, Rome is going well. I imagine the closer you get to the center, like with every city, the less car designed it gets, for good reason, because it was designed by people and not by boxes of metal. But I imagine that means the closer we get to Vatican City, which has got to be the very heart historical center, the more painful things get. Like, what does this flashing yellow mean? I genuinely can't tell you. I think that means like treat it like a roundabout, maybe, like a give way, yield. Is it just warning, like things could happen? Who knows? What am I meant to take from all these flashing yellows? Update: things are terrifying, but we are getting places. It's only a little bit more stressful than normal city driving. I would say less stressful than driving in London, but maybe that's a bad benchmark compared to. And we're almost there. I've heard people say that we can just park on the street anywhere in the UK and it looks like chaos, but oh my god, this city is on another level when it comes to that. There are so many parked cars. And like, it's cool on the one hand, it means everyone gets to own a car or whatever, but look how much clutter there is, both for people driving obviously, but also just for anyone who wants to use a city for anything but cars. Also, I love how many people park sideways. Yeah, it's a chaotic city. Okay, a car has taken me as far as I think it's reasonably going to, which means we're now doing the on-foot portion of the journey from San Marino to Vatican City. And yeah, it's a really hot day, sunny day here in Rome, which means I have to decide. I'm gonna get sunburned. The more southern I go and the more hot the sun gets, the more it burns me everywhere. So I have to decide between being sunburned or being way too warm by wearing a black hoodie in this weather. And I guess I'm going with the second one. So yeah, I'm walking about half an hour now to a brand new country, which is not really a phrase you get to say very often, but I'm excited for it, honestly. I'm very excited. Okay, you should know me well enough by now to know that what I actually mean by walking to the Vatican City is of course grabbing an electric scooter, which are legal here in Rome. In fact, they're not legal to own in the UK, but effectively I can make my first international border crossing. I can ride this scooter internationally here because, you know, that's probably a better attitude. Let's hope I don't die. Be a tragic end to the trip. Or the most clickbait one. I went to 2 micro countries and almost died. Oh god, I literally am gonna almost die. I'm gonna have to do a roundabout. These are hard enough going the other way as it is, ignoring the electric vehicle. I feel as though cities like Rome are the ones who really appreciate electric scooters because everyone can't own a car. Look at the havoc that it causes when they do. Like, this is just too many cars to be in a city. You can't, look at this. This isn't parking. You know, Americans turn their cities into parking lots, you know, like by force and by policy. Italians just do it by path of least resistance, I guess. Gonna cross an international border. Gonna do it in just a couple minutes. So if you're ready to see something wild, internet, this right ahead of me, these walls with all these tourists outside of it, that's the Vatican City there. Oh Christ, should not be in the center of the road as I'm giving you a tour. But I'm at the Vatican City now, or I'm at the border. It's funny, we talk about walls as being this like modern, you know, kind of, I don't know, ethno-state concept or whatever. But you look right here, you can see the Pope's been doing it since before it was cool. And also you can see that seagulls don't care about your borders. But yeah, I guess we're turning right here. We're gonna find an entrance, we're gonna find a way past these walls. This might be the end of the scooter portion actually. I've officially ridden my scooter to the Vatican City, which is not something you get to say you've done every day. Oh, that's cool. There's a lot of people around here. I guess a lot of people want to go see the Pope. I guess he is quite a figure. Let's go see him myself. When they say that the Vatican City is the smallest country in the world, they really don't convey to you the size that actually entails. Or maybe they do and this is what you're expecting, but it's huge. It's one of the biggest open areas in the center of a giant, massive, expensive city, and that is fascinating to me. That's probably the big important chapel, right? Maybe. I've got my grandmother's very Catholic and she loves the Pope, so I want to take a picture of myself somewhere with whatever the important thing is so that she'll be happy. My Asian grandmother, by the way, can't mention her without mentioning her ethnicity, so that way I'm allowed to make comments about Asians in future because I am Asian. But yeah, she's super religious and hopefully she enjoys seeing me in front of what is that the Sistine? I'll Google it. That's how you find out important landmarks in countries. You just Google, is this important? Ah, it's Cappella Sistina. Gotta get myself a selfie with it then. Oh, by the way, there's a line to get in, and you can see how it stretches from there all the way around. I'm just saying, I wouldn't wait that long for a theme park ride, let alone a old church. Just to show off how ludicrously wealthy they are, because this is the Pope, the steward of the entire religion of Catholicism, they have water that runs out from that full little bird bath thing onto the ground. It's probably not a bird bath, given that it's in a very religious place. But yeah, what else do you do here, really, is the answer, is the question. And the answer is, what else do you do here? Asked a few times before eventually leaving. I think this is gonna be the shortest time I've spent in a country. This is my 48th country I visited, and I'm gonna be honest with you, there's not even a little gift shop where I can buy a little shot glass of the place like I like to do every time I go somewhere. But you know, the one in San Marino was just selling generic gaming mugs as well. Who goes all the way up to the top of a mountain and buys those? But anyway, this isn't relevant. What is relevant is the fact that, yeah, I visited the Vatican City and the scale of this thing is nuts. It has to be said. Also, the number of tourist groups is the highest I've ever seen anywhere in the world. Like, usually when you go to Brussels or like big significant places where there aren't many things to do, there's people that will guide you around that like help you out. But this place is just all people waving the funny flags, being like, hey, want to come over here? I don't know what this accent is, but it's what you do when you're waving a flag. I don't know why my Italian accent is just Jamaican. But anyway, so I figure I've got 4 hours till my flight. A little bit less than 4 hours at time of recording. And what I'm going to do with those 4 hours is make the most of it, I think. And so rather than meandering around the 48th country, let's head back to Italy. Probably like the 40-something country, and let's go see that Colosseum. That's one of the like sites in the world that I've genuinely just always wanted to have a feel for, because I bet in the same way this is bigger than I think, I bet it's actually smaller than I think. But if it's not, then the Romans did impressive things. By the way, did you know the Romans came from Rome? I bet you didn't know that. Wow, what a shocking fact you're learning for the first time here. And that right there is the Colosseum. Wow, it is medium sized, just like expected. I don't have long, but I do intend to make sure I at least eat something in the place. I love to travel specifically for food, and also to see more of these streets. It has been amazing just walking around Rome. Like, I knew it was old on the surface, but yeah, it's really, really pretty to go for electric scooter rides here, and maybe that continues on foot. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed my country tour video. I guess now I just have to head home. It's pretty crazy that I I guess really, if you consider countries I've already been to, I went to 3 countries in 24 hours. Really, if you consider countries I've already been to, I went to 4 countries in 24 hours, because the UK still counts, right? And so, yeah, some would say too fast. I would say too slow. Next time we learn the Italian strat of go 20-30 above the speed limit, and I reckon we could do this easily in 12 hours if we just cut away the sleep, add on the speeding, and yeah, life pro tip, if you're ever gonna do this, would recommend a lot more speeding than you think you need to do. But now obviously that's the end of the trip. Better go to the airport. Goodbye.